What's up, dude? Want to check in real quick, bro. King Cola shit, bro. This is pretty much on the whole beef with peso. Well, not peso, just the whole TSF in Charleston, like it's getting out of hand. And it's not violence or anything like that. And I'm glad it's not. And I hope it never gets to violence. My hope really in all of this is that it stays verbal, gets solved verbally, it be over the phone, and both sides go about their way. I got respect for Charleston White, and I got respect for what Sauce Walker's built as a black man. I know how hard it is out here, bro. I think anybody that if you go to work or just start making money, you just get into the world of trying to make it and pay your own bills, bro, and eat at the same time and all that shit. You understand? You can respect a man who's done it, bro. I think I that's why I say I have a hard time understanding people who just get in such a hateful mindset where it's like, bro, don't you know? If they do got all that, how hard it was to accumulate, respect that. Don't look at it and see like, oh man, I can't, and limit yourself off and tell you subconsciously cut yourself off and say you can't do it and turn yourself into a hateful person. Because what it is, what you're doing by exuding the hate is saying that you've told yourself you can't do it. So what the mind's gonna do when it can't attain something is demonize it to make yourself feel better. It's like, all right, I don't need to attain riches. They're stupid and bad for attaining riches, and I'm good for not, bruh. If that's what you want in life, if that's your vice, attain riches. Your vice might not even be that. You might really just need to find your purpose, bruh. But let's just keep going right. Um, when you look at both sides, Charleston White said the beef started with them approaching um Say Cheese about interviewing him, saying, you know what, he's hating on us, bro. He's gay talking shit, um, etc. Um, we're gonna watch Charleston White get his opinion. Saying Sauce Walker, that's like a bitch. No real man will wear berets. No gangster. No real gangster wears berets. And pretty much, you know, anybody's gonna take that offensive. I don't know whether Charleston White or Sauce Walker are gangsters. That really doesn't matter to me. They both men. I respect them for that. I don't. They don't have to be those things for me to respect them. I don't know what you guys need for somebody to have behind them on their belt in their life in their history book to respect them. But you don't have to hurt anybody, bro. Just being a man, I know how hard life is, right? But um, they responded back or going to say cheese, you know, and doing that, saying why you interviewing them, and then from then on they kept going with Sauce Walker. I mean, Charleston White saying that TSF is broke and all of them are hiding behind Sauce Walker. If anybody is getting money, it's only Sauce Walker. They all hide behind his name. No one's getting money. They're not real men. They don't have homes. They don't have cars. Just talking shit. They responded back by saying he's a hypocrite. Um, which, to be 100% honest, when it comes to the money and shit like this, I remember my first time going to LA. I seen this dude selling this fake money, and it looked so real. Um, but judging by the way, I know Sauce Walker isn't signed to anybody like that. I'm gonna say that I know that they get money, bro. I don't think that they broke, but I know for a fact, and this is not a diss towards him. It's real that Charleston White is a hypocrite. Um, like I said, even like Rizzo said on the phone, he literally said, bitches would argue on the phone. I think that's for getting her dog. But bitches get on the phone and argue and yell and scream and have these exchanges back and forth. That he was literally getting on the phone before Rizzo could say something. He was screaming and yelling and calling him out his name and just acting really feminine, like he was saying bitches do. So he was saying, Rizzo was saying, I'm not calling you a bitch, but I'm only going by off what your logic is. You're a hypocrite, and you're actually a bitch if that's what you're saying a bitch is. And in that case, it's real. Not even just that. I remember watching an interview where he said, rappers are killers and murderers, and why would I want to be around a murderer and a killer? But then in the same sentence, he said, I know I got friends that killed their own mothers and fathers, and they my homies. It's you know he does a lot of stuff. In his rants, he gets so angry. I think he forgets what he's saying, and then the momentum of people agreeing with him, he just rides it, and it just fills him up, and he just gets on these rants because where he starts making sense, but then he just starts. I don't know if he knows, just starts straight up, dude. Just like what's the contradicting himself? Like he'll say, um, Bloods and Crips ain't shit, or he'll say, you know, prison ain't shit. Why would anybody want to go to prison? But then he'll be like, oh, I've been to prison, and if I had to go back, I'd go back. And then at the same sentence, he'll say, oh, you rappers are idiots. Y'all are teaching kids to throw their life away. But in the same sentence, and I understand being a man that's standing on something and dying for something and all this and that. But at the same time, it has to be a cause that's real to leave your family, your daughter's fatherless, your wife a widow, whether it be you dying or you in the cell the rest of your life. And the stuff that he's doing, that's not activism. That preaching against rap music and listening to rap music, that alone is hypocritism. Right there, bro. That's a hypocrite. And it's just real, bro. If you preaching against rap music, you shouldn't be listening to it. If you listening to it and you liking some of it, bro, some of the shit you saying is in every music, that all music is out. So it's being a hypocrite. You could say it's bad, and it is, and it could be different, and rappers could have a different message. Or we could just go with the more approach and say, instead of us trying to control them, let's control the people that we think that we know is important, our children, right? The little ones who catch this. Because we as adults, most of us, some adults can't even separate the reality of the music, the fantasy of the music from reality. So they like, man, when I listen to this, I just want to go kill somebody and be a gangster. But it's like, bro, you work at fucking Save-A-Lot and you finna get a promotion. What the hell are you talking about? But we know a child really can't separate. They're like, I'm gonna get a baby mama. She ain't shit. She ain't gonna let me see my son. And I'm gonna kill somebody if they talk. You know what I'm saying? They can't separate it. So let's just tell them, hey, this is music and all this and that, because we know with the technology today, you can't stop them from listening. Let's just control the people. We can control our kids instead of just speaking out on the rappers. That's the better approach, right? Because sometimes when I think about like um, what Charleston White says with the hip hop stuff, because so many points he speaks on, I agree with. Like when it came to the Corvette situation with a 13-year-old child, um, when he spoke on mothers and fathers, when he spoke on black mothers and fathers, like I just said, not really being there in this life, in kids' life, but being on the internet and having all these different opinions and being on social media and trying to be social media stars, but it's like your kids are starving while you trying to look fly. Um, Other points when he talked about, um, like I said, because I'm from Fort Worth, it's a lot of old gangbangers out here, bro. That can be, and when I remember when I was like 3 years ago, 23, 22, working at the temp service. I remember like 22 working at the temp service. I remember working with people like this that were like 50, 60, still saying blood and crip and stuff like that. So the things he spoke on that, I agree with. I was like, yeah, he's right about that, bro. It is a lot of realness in what he say, bro, when it comes to stuff like that. But then to me, he comes off but then he'll say some throwed off stuff like, oh man, I'd be happy to be white. I think any black person, and you knowing what the history, it's not about, and to me that comes off like, oh, because white people haven't been through what we've been through, because I guess you see murder and genocide and rape and stealing culture as something to be proud of. I'm over the black man. Really, you're a murderer. You're a killer. Any human being that would take another human being captive, you're a sick, hypersexual, bloodthirsty beast. And they are, and they're killers, murderers. They're everything bad they say that we are, right? And worse, they genocide people. They did it to Native Americans. They damn near did it to us. So to say that you want to be that just because what you want to drive a King Ranch truck and say, oh yeah, I can still say nigger, like, you're sick, Charleston. That's real, bro. Now on the other side, TSF and Sauce, they do some crazy stuff too. I think with all the bragging and boasting, like I say, as a black man that's made it, is you see all the police that's going on, all the fake shit the feds doing, and all the sneaking and stuff, and you still going out here bragging and boasting and trying to show your check stubs. And I'm talking about now TSF and Sauce walking in, right? And or the fact that you even engage in going back and forth with Charleston, or It's a lot of throwed off stuff Sauce do. I mean, as far as his style and stuff like that, the yelling and all that, that's his style and that's just who he is as a man. I always thought that was kind of weird that people come at him about that because that's just his personality. There's nothing wrong. I think more people actually want to be as loud and as not scared to be themselves as Sauce Walker. They just scared to do that. But it's not even like none of that stuff is bad. It's just honestly just like the when I say bragging and boasting, I mean like in a way like on the internet where you flashing and you know already see what the feds are doing and stuff. I mean in those situations, I don't mean like because some people take that as motivation. Some people, that's subjective. But that's just the real on the situation, bro. Um, uh, I mean, even with Rizzo, he got out there and fist fought, bro. Like that was the realest shit. Right? I thought I got respect for him off that because nobody would do that nowadays. It's easy to pick up a gun or pay somebody to get killed. Even the Charleston said he told the truth on that. Like a lot of niggas, and like he said, a lot of niggas in TSF might not be moving like that. That's something right there. He's real. Charleston said about them, bro. Maybe a lot of them aren't down to do what Rizzo did. A lot of these niggas will just pay somebody to do it instead. If you really want to go that far and take a human being's life, and I want you guys to know to take a human being's life is to not value your own life. So that's really despicable, and it shows you don't care about your life. So don't kill somebody and say, "Oh man, I did it for my." No, you did. You did it for yourself, my nigga, and you really don't care about your life. You probably want to be killed yourself, but subconsciously you don't know that. But it's real, man. That was some real shit. But um, I know it's a crazy beef. Like I said, I got respect for both sides, dude. But when you think about facts on it, it's like if you think somebody is so bad or stupid, if you think somebody is so dumb, if you think somebody is so wrong, their logic is just crazy. What they do is just wild. Why let alone watch them? But crazier, why even talk about it and give it your energy to the point to where you engage in them, knowing like just like someone engaged in you and told you things they didn't like, things you did they thought were stupid, things you said, things you wore, the way you treated your friends, your family, which is what Sauce Walker TSF is the Sauce. You know how they're gonna respond. So and then you take that as, oh man, you stupid. Like you come on, bro. You already know how you engage them. So that's the real on that. Let me know what y'all think.